Hello and welcome to West Coast Informatics. My name is Brian Carlson, and I'm going to give a brief introduction to the company and a look through our website. We're a leading company in healthcare terminology and data models. We're subject matter experts and computer programmers. We provide both software engineering solutions to healthcare data problems as well as expert consulting in healthcare informatics. Really, we look to be a holistic healthcare terminology services provider. And you can see that our core focus is on tooling to support browsing, authoring, and maintenance of terminologies, as well as publishing QA and methodologies for dealing with mapping between terminologies, working with local data sets, building subsets for custom use cases or disease model, data dictionaries. And we also provide services to support working with and normalizing healthcare data in its native format in the real world. Our mission as a company these days is to democratize access to and use of terminologies. Terminology in healthcare has been complicated. It's a standards world driven by the governments, national governments in different places, and ultimately is complicated and esoteric. And each terminology comes in a different format and on a different release schedule and has different underlying semantics, and the way that graphs work and use and are resolved in these terminologies is different. So we're looking to simplify essentially all aspects of working with healthcare terminologies, either on their own or for authoring publication purposes or for use with actual healthcare data itself. We do have the knowledge and experience to deliver high performance technology solutions, as well as the subject matter expertise needed to make choices and decisions about how to use terminologies best to solve real world problems. Our latest ventures are in the space of using AI or machine learning in healthcare, things like natural language processing or using vector word embeddings to do a better job than lexical approaches in finding connections between healthcare data and terminologies to other terminologies. We've adopted these approaches for cleansing and normalizing data, increasing the performance of search, identifying entities within professional or consumer healthcare text or data models themselves, and ultimately classifying healthcare data in the context of standards and terminologies to answer the wide variety of use cases. Feel free to reach out to us on any of these things. We're developing an exciting product called TermHub, which is a terminology as a service, always on, always up to date, leveraging exactly the healthcare standards that are needed for any given context. And we're going to look at that a little closer in a second. We've got a few reference terminology browser environments that are available for immediate use. These are the links here. One is loaded with the latest version of the US edition of SNOMED, doesn't require any authentication and can be used out of the box. We have a reference implementation with a number of terminologies, a GitHub project that helps you get onboarded, and you can ask us for a 30-day access token to learn our APIs and interact with that environment. And here in the US, we also offer a browser into the level 0 license unrestricted content of the UMLS that lets you interact with either the full UMLS perspective or the many various terminologies that are embedded in all of that. If you've got any questions about terminology and you need to use healthcare terminology, you're at any level of expertise from a novice who's just starting out and trying to figure out what you need to do with this, we can help with that. And if you're a very sophisticated consumer who needs to do things with post-coordination or entity extraction or data normalization, we can help with that. And on all of these pages on the website, you can feel free to subscribe to our quarterly newsletter. In addition to the standard reference terminology browsers we just looked at, we offer a number of free downloadable resources. Here are these linked to the servers, but we also have a collection of database load scripts for the international and US editions of SNOMED, as well as transitive closure computation and database load scripts. This system supports Oracle and MySQL and Postgres. And these tools actually will compute transitive closure and also support loading of those if you're interested in working in a database environment. We offer full service terminology mapping through a human curation tool, as well as automated mapping environments that we've used to map SNOMED to ICD-11 and consumer health language to SNOMED and ICD-10 CM, as well as other similar kinds of use cases. The demo is a little complicated here, so it's better if you just sort of reach out to us and we can provide a walkthrough, or you can have a look at our YouTube channel where we've got a number of videos that provide access to other things. Other interesting links on our website, we update regularly with news about what the company is up to. We've got open job listings, and we've just got general information about the company with some quotes from customers and an introduction to some of the key members of the team. Please have a look through these resources and get a better sense of kind of what we're up to and what we do. And finally, on the resources page, on products page here, you'll find a fuller description of TermHub. This is a product that's currently in beta, and we're working with early access users to work through the user interface and functional aspects. But effectively, this is a cloud-first deployment that's intended to contain all of the standards in healthcare that are required in various jurisdictions, supports browsers for various contexts, web, phone, and tablet, the ability to use human use cases to query data, look at data, explore data graphs, as well as programmatic use cases for serving as a backend to functional implementations that need an API to access terminology, either code lookups, more complicated expression-oriented things, post-coordination, that sort of thing. This system is kept always up to date, and it's available on demand with super high availability, compliant with national standards. It supports the ability to sort of create different combinations of terminology products. So you can say, here I want to have an always current version of SNOMED, always current version of LINC, and an always current version of ArcSNorm. Or in another project, you could have multiple versions of SNOMED for doing historical analysis and looking across editions to see how change occurred for use cases around things like taking codes that were recorded in data systems that are now obsolete and mapping them to current terminology codes and that sort of thing. We're actively developing this and really think this is a game changer in the terminology space because it'll make it super easy for developers to onboard. It'll do all the integrated license management, and it'll just be something you can get up and running in 5 minutes that's intended to address all of the use cases out there around terminology. We're working on producing general availability release of this, where we'll be promoting it more widely. And in the meantime, there's a few videos here on the website that you can watch. Thanks for having a look through our website with us. And we're interested in talking to you if you have needs in the healthcare data, IT, informatics space, and you're interested in working with healthcare terminologies like SNOMED, ICD, ArcSNorm, LINC, or others. And we're interested in talking to you if you're working with healthcare data models such as FHIR or OpenEHR or standards like CDISC or other models that represent healthcare data in both research trial contexts, clinical contexts, and consumer health contexts. Thank you for watching.